No more merciful beheadings. And call off Christmas! Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Guys, I wanted to talk a little bit about Galactic Legends and when we should farm them. At what point is an account ready to receive them, and trying to just kind of discuss which order we should get them. I'm also going to be including Executor in the mix because a lot of the requirements for Executor are similar to the requirements on the Galactic Legends, and it's a reasonable thing to be looking at. So that being said, folks, we're going to I'll go to the game itself. I'll show you guys the characters, tell you a couple things about each of them, and then we'll jump back, give you a little bit of analysis on what we should do, and then I'll give you my picks on what order we think we should do. So that being said, folks, before we jump in, just want to remind you, if you want to support the channel, would really appreciate a like or comment, maybe both, in the comments area. You can give a like in the comments area too if you want somehow, but that really helps us mount the algorithm. We're growing slowly but surely, and it's quicker and quicker as we move. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. Hit that sub button too, and if you're feeling super crazy, just the craziest ever, feel free to ding that bell. I've never felt that crazy personally, but you should feel free. Just knock yourself out. Not literally. Watch my video first, then knock yourself out if you want. But that being said, let's actually go to the gameplay overlay real quick, guys. Ooh, let's actually get let's get it so I'm on the top. We can see his ice cream sandwich. There we go. So we've got Jedi Master Luke first, folks, and he's one of the most versatile characters in the game right now. He is really good. So in terms of overall impact, I mean, he's going to beat all the territory battle levels. He's going to beat everything like raids. He's pretty good in. He has some good raid hits in the Crancor rather. He in GAC, which is the lens I'm going to be looking at most of these guys in. If I say someone's just generally good, it's going to be because they're good in GAC, or probably Territory Wars for that matter. They're going to be a lot more interchangeable these days. But his stock is going up, guys. Relic 9 for him looks insane. You can see all that protection that he's getting, and all the characters that go with him are going to be hitting based off of his protection value, or at least some of the time. And not to mention all of this stuff, like his stat boosts are crazy. He's also the character. This game is dominated by Jedi requirements in all kinds of different events and everything, and he makes Rey is not all the Jedi. He is all the Jedi. Him and his ice cream sandwich, amazing utility. Really good character. Tough to unlock. He requires a lot of different characters to get there, just because he requires a lot of legendaries who in turn require a lot to get there. But he is very strong. One of the highest ranking characters in my mind right now. Jedi Master Kenobi, and this is in no particular order, guys. I'm not ranking them based off of this particular look. We're going to go back and I'll rank them there. So Jedi Master Kenobi, he's got his Vractal in the bottom left, which is pretty adorable till you realize that they will eat your face because they're carnivorous. But he is really good. I mean, he's the second most recent Galactic Legend. He is one step ahead of everyone. The problem with him is he also requires not only Wat Tambor, which is a character that requires at least 7 months minimum to farm, he also requires Commander Ahsoka Tano, or Cat, who is very difficult to get currently in the game. She's just tough to farm. If you don't have her, Kenobi is really going to struggle. He's going to be half the man he is somehow. Even though he has all of his limbs, unlike other Galactic Legends we'll see, he is really, he's going to struggle a little bit without Cat. And so really, in a way, he is a 2-character unlock, which is crazy. When you see his requirements and then realize you also need Cat and that level of investment, it's a little bit crazy. He is very good though. He'll destroy everything. He'll even solo the Sith raid, which is important, actually, as we'll talk about. So Rey, there's not much to say about her. She's stayed relevant. They gave her a nice update on Whirlwind so that she consistently scales on her damage, and she's going, every time you increase her relic levels, she's actually a candidate for early relic 9, and I'm going to actually make a video on that at some point soon on which characters we want to do at relic 9. But that being said, Rey's pretty good. She's basically just stayed the same. I mean, she'll be taken out by Sith Eternal every single time, but she also has one of the strongest comps in the game right now. With, if you don't want Cat with Kenobi, put Rey with Cat, and good things happen because of the unaligned Force user tag. It gets crazy. Now, Supreme Leader Kylo here, he is he's a little bit lower on the spectrum of usefulness in GAC, especially. He doesn't counter any GLs very well, and he gets countered by basically all of them except for maybe Sith Eternal. And I mean, even in PvE, he's frustrating. He's limited because he can go with a lot of dark side characters fine, except if they do turn meter reduction or increase or whatever, he is he gets hurt. His teammates get hurt. It sucks. The one amazing thing about Kylo is that he can solo the Sith raid, and he's a relatively small investment level. So it's a trade-off. He's good at PvE for the most part, though Sith Eternal is actually better at PvE. A lot of them are, but he still does good. His mechanics ensure that he's going to stay relevant in the game, at least to some degree. He is just a little bit struggling, especially in GAC currently. Sith Eternal, or Backpack Emperor as I like to call him, is pretty good. One thing I love about him, he's a great attacker. Almost never put him on defense, sometimes if I'm feeling crazy, but otherwise the reason I like him is because his footprint is so small. All he needs is one babysitter. He needs Watt or Armor, and then in 3v3 maybe sometimes he needs like Gar, Saxon or something, but otherwise he doesn't need much. He doesn't need like his own team. He just needs a babysitter, and he just destroys Galactic Legends. He destroys other teams. He can solo things. He is one of the most versatile attackers in the game. He's okay on defense as well, especially in 3v3, but his utility is such that he usually just wants to be taken on offense, and that's what most people do. Great character. A lot of the characters you need to use to unlock him are a little bit sketchy, though. It's a big requirement. So lastly, we have Lord Vader. This is This is while he still has limbs. We'll just say that, like pre-amputee Vader, and still got his blue lightsaber. That's cool, man. But eventually Luke's gonna get that thing. You realize that. But he is right now. We don't have Maul unlocked yet. We still have another month or so until Maul gets here into the game, and so he is just in this really awkward place. He doesn't do well without an ultimate, so his unlock process is really about a month, realistically. And then after that, he kills, he'll kill Kylo. Yay! Like, everyone else can kill Kylo too, so who cares? But, he'll kill a lot of different things, but for the most part, we're still waiting on him. And his investment to get him is insane. Not only do we need Maul, who we haven't unlocked yet, but and it's like it's like a full work week worth of conquest just to unlock Maul alone. Vader, I don't know, he's gonna be the best. I'm fairly convinced, like with Maul, he's gonna be amazing, but is he worth that investment? You guys will see in just a minute just how ludicrous his investment really is. So let's actually jump back to the thumbnails here, and I'll show you guys some of this stuff. So we have, let's do some analysis, guys. So, okay, here's the first slide. As you might have guessed. So, don't worry about this gear 13 at the bottom. That's not really relevant to what we're looking at. But look at how much salvage it takes just to get one Relic 8 character. That's probably the start of things, guys, is how hard is it to get Relic 8? Because that's really the jumping off point when you start looking at Galactic Legends and looking at how much investment, how much time it takes to actually get them. Some of them are going to require so much less time and effort to get that the impact, even if they're only like, you know, 2/3 as effective as a different, like as Lord Vader, they're still like, it takes way less time and investment to actually get them, and it's going to make their roster way stronger for less investment. So you can see, I mean, most of you know Relic 8 is just a huge investment. Relic 7 less so. Still can be tough, of course, but so okay, let's actually look at this slide for a minute. So I did a different take earlier before, and I didn't incorporate this into it, but I think this is important, guys. So what happens if once you jump off, once you jump in to the GL pool, trying to farm a GL? Like, when do you farm a GL? When's a good time for your account? And there's a ton of different strategies. I mean, some people say they really want to get one right away so that they can solo the Sith raid so they can get high-end rewards, and I think they're going to be revamping a lot of the rewards here pretty soon. And I think there's actually there may be even a sim button on the Sith raid eventually, so less relevant. But if you really feel like you want to go that route, that's fine. The problem is you're going to start getting matched up with Galactic Legends pretty soon after that, and it's going to be this escalating thing where you fight other Galactic Legends and you fight one-on-one, like you can usually find a way to adjust and win, but you're gonna get people who have 2 when you have 1, and that's gonna be rough. And if you don't have a way to deal with that second one, you're gonna have a lot of fights that look like this thumbnail here, where you each clear half the board, and that's it. And that's frustrating. I mean, no one wants to win like this or lose like this, where you can only clear 2 zones in GAC. So the way matchup GP works, like, you're going to, once you get the first Galactic Legend, you're off to the races until you have all of them. And so if you can bide your time and wait till you get Jedi Master Luke, it's going to Jedi Master Luke. I don't know why I said that. Until you get some off-meta counters. Truly don't know where Jedi Master Luke came from. He's like on the periphery of my vision is probably why. But if you need to wait till you get some off-meta counters or something to be able to help supplement what you're doing in order to actually be able to beat things. Now, the other thing is, guys, and I've made videos about this before, keep in mind, if you keep your GP level pretty low, like your matchup GP, you keep all of your relics level low, relics levels lows, there's too many plurals going on. It feels like there's too many plurals going. So, that being said, I do think that this, that if you are trying to get Galactic Legends, I mean, wait. If you can wait for a while, you can just not match up with them. I know that because I have my 5.5 million GP alt who does not have a Galactic Legend, and I've lost a total of 8 matches. I've won over 300 in GAC by keeping my relic levels super low and kind of gaming the system. I realize that is gaming the system, but it's also making it so that I can get matched up with people who don't have Galactic Legends, because I'm not ready for it yet. Once I finally do get a Galactic Legend, which will be in about a month or so, then it'll be off to the races, and we've got to start sprinting to get all of them. And so that's kind of my point, is develop those off-meta counters to supplement your Galactic Legends. You're going to be a lot happier. That being said, if you want to get a Galactic Legend right away to finish some PvE content, or your guild is being a bunch of a-holes and forcing you to do things their way, then maybe you just have to do it that way. That being said, folks, here are the requirements for Galactic Legends. Check this out. This is important. I showed you just a minute ago just how much investment it is to get one of these to Relic 8. It is just way harder to get one character to Relic 8, because not only do you have to get him to 7, then the requirements to get 8 are more expensive than it takes. Like, it's like, it's a ton. It is a ton. And so I've kind of ranked them. You can see Executor here is at the bottom. I haven't talked about Executor because it's literally just the best ship in the game, the best fleet in the game. And if you want to climb in arena, then you probably need it. And if you don't want to climb in arena, you probably still need it eventually. But look at how many relic levels it costs. The thing is, 60 relics on Supreme Leader Kylo, 62 on Rey. Relatively cheap. Only 3 relic 7s, not even any relic 6s to get them. Pretty good. Jedi Master Luke is a little bit offset by the fact that he requires a lot of different characters to unlock, because he requires like a bunch of legendaries who also require unlock characters. Like he needs 3PO, for instance, and 3PO needs 5 Ewoks. He needs Jedi Knight Luke, who requires a bunch of different characters at Relic 3 to be able to unlock him. And so the picture for Jedi Master Luke isn't necessarily completely accurate. However, Sith Eternal, he requires 5 Relic 7s, which is still so much better than any Relic 8s almost. Jedi Master Kenobi, you can see, not only does he require Cat in order to even operate on any kind of good level, he needs 78 Relic levels. He also needs 2 Relic 8s, some Relic 7s. His requirements are crazy. He needs to get Watt, so it's tough for non-endgame players to get him. And then, finally, Lord Vader, guys. 90 total relic levels, and a lot of them are worthless, like Zam. Like, what are we going to do with the Relic 7 Zam? I'm not sure. Or what's she at Relic 8? I don't remember. She is really frustrating, though. And whatever. I'm not here to complain. Not really. But he also requires 4 Relic 8s. And he also requires General Skywalker, which in turn requires an unlock team, 2 unlock teams to be able to get there and, you know, complete the mission, etc. So he's fairly tough, actually. And then after all of this, after all of Lord Vader's crazy requirements, just totally bogus requirements, guys, he also isn't very good until he has Maul, until he has the second half of him, which is fun because in a way he's half a man, Maul's half a man. They kind of complete each other in a way. You know, even though Maul just like kind of wanted to kill him in the lore, he just wanted to kill him just to spite Sidious. So there's that. And then Executor, look at the requirements there. There's a lot of ships that you have to have farmed at up to 7 stars, but otherwise, not crazy relic requirements, really. 43 is lower than any other Galactic Legend, and it is dominant, more dominant than any other ship out there right now. So if you want to farm in Arena, that's the place to go. So now let's talk about my picks, guys, as quick as we can. And we've got one divergence from it. So we're gonna start with Jedi Master Luke. He is the one I chose last time when I did a video like this, and the reason is he is super versatile in GAC, in the game itself. He's even better with Relic 9 now, so his stock is up. However, he does require a long time to get ready for him, and the reason I think that's actually great is that Jedi Master Luke needs to have that. He needs to have. He really benefits from having all of that support system and everything. You also are going to benefit from just taking a long time to farm all these foundational teams and characters. If you have the mentality of, I need a Galactic Legend immediately, you're going to jump in and you're going to have regrets. I talk to people all the time who are like, man, I wish I had just waited to get a Galactic Legend. I wasn't ready. So he is a guy who would kind of enforce that because he requires so many different characters to unlock him that it just takes a bit. So that's who I would choose. Now, if you feel like you need to participate in the Sith raid in order to, you can't live without it, it's your industrial-sized hairdryer, then I would swap him out with Supreme Leader Kylo. Nothing wrong with Kylo and his unlock. Pretty cheap requirements. You can get him fairly early on. Nothing crazy about the requirements. So I would, on this list, swap it with Supreme Leader Kylo if you wanted to get that raid done and advance your account a little bit faster. But remember, you're getting a bad Galactic Legend, and that's your only one in GAC. You're going to be facing people with better GLs. So prepare yourselves. Watch out for your cornhole, as they say. Next up, I would say Executor should go next. It is less requirements than any of the other ones, and it is dominant in fleet. If you don't want to do the squad arenas, which I don't like to do unlike my alts, then you can still get a ton of crystals by being dominant in fleets, and in general, fleet shards are much sleepier and easier to climb in than squad arena. So Executor, I think it's a great investment. You should too. Supreme Leader Kylo, we already talked about him a little bit. None of his unlocks are actually that onerous. Like Phasma and the 2 TIE pilots, a little bit situational. Not amazing characters, but still pretty strong in their own right. They're pilots at the very least. And Kylo, as we said, he can do the raid, and he struggles in GAC. But, I mean, he still does good. He has to embrace a lesser role. That's all. It's like Carmelo Anthony. It's like he used to be a star player, and now I don't even know if he's in the league, but he was on the Blazers as like a reserve for a while. So next is Backpack Emperor. He is great. His requirements, you have to put some relics on some really crap characters, but in general, like, he helps you get troopers up and running. He goes really well with Piet, because Piet he needs relics 5 for Piet, but if you get Executor before this, you've already got that requirement, and he's going to stay relevant for a long time. Is the way he increases his mastery, the way he just butchers other GLs is pretty awesome and significant. Rey would be next, just because her relative investment level is pretty low. It's just low and awesome. She's good. She's very strong, and yeah, she's going to scale well. Kenobi is next. He is almost the end of the list, just because you can't get him that early. If you can get him that super early, you can. You can't even spend money, really, to get him unlocked. Other characters have that, absolutely, but he doesn't. Like him and Jedi Master Luke, you can't. I guess Jedi Master Luke, now you can spend money to get him, but for a long time, Jedi Knight Luke was unavailable because he was a legendary. That being said, Kenobi's pretty good. He just requires a lot. Even once you pay all that money to get him, you like turbo boost to get him, then like, do you have Cat? Have you been able to spend money to buy Cat? No? Then he's not that good. Lord Vader, finally. He's that guy that it's just like, you could spend money to unlock him. There's no like really super rare requirements. He just requires so much stuff, and then you need Maul, and no one has Maul yet. Who knows what his availability will be in the future, but this is a list for right now. He obviously, I have him. He's going to be really good. He's going to be the best. He is the best, but right now he's not. So yeah, he struggles. Right now, I wouldn't advise getting him. That being said, folks, I think we're going to call it good here. Let me know who you would think is best in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on this matter. What did I miss? Be respectful. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Zareth prevails.